right, let me bring this up. All right. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Crypt Keeper, and I'm here with,
The Kappa Man
and Dxruma.
and then
And
Wunder,
buddy.
and Wunder's here. I want to say shout out to our sponsor, Juggernaut Gaming. Use Crypt and Kappa for 40% off. Appreciate you guys. So, I'm gonna go ahead and let Kappa start off with the questions for Drama. And if y'all don't know who Drama is, he is the current Origins World Record holder. Played a fantastic game and is currently playing Mob of the Dead to get that record. So you want to go ahead and start us off, Kappa?
Yeah, sure. I can start us off right here. So regarding this is a more of the first question here. So, what are the biggest mistakes players make when playing Origins?
I've seen many players play Origins, like new to or like kinda older player playing Origins, and I feel like everyone does kind of the same mistake is they think too much about the setup and not enough about the decision making during the game. Especially because Origins is like a map you have to think a lot. Sometimes, like if you watch the replay of the 164 or the 154, you're gonna see me like just pausing the game and actually think about what I'm gonna do. It's because the decision making is not that easy on Origins. You have to think about like the cycle, but you have to consider the Panzer and everything to extend the drops. So sometimes, and even the generator zombies. So you have to think about quite a lot of things. And I feel like people just play kind of like straightforward, but maybe a bit too much. And they should maybe just sometimes pause the game and actually think of what's gonna happen in the next round. So yeah, not thinking enough about decision making, I would say.
Okay, so Um, did you we kind of skipped over the first three plot points about, setup, box setup, and staffs.
Yeah.
So is it more important like the setup, the box setup, or the staffs? I mean, I guess they all kind of go hand in hand, but you have like different
Yeah.
types of setups. So you need like either a first box and then you need really good staff luck for the ice and wind staff.
What
Um
do you mean by staff luck?
um pretty much getting like good snow rounds and then getting
Oh, yeah,
good robots.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can talk about that. Yeah, sure. Basically, the staff is not really luck based. The ice staff, basically what I do is in the first round I stay between generator 1, 2, and 3, like in the spawn. And you know how it works, right? There is 3 parts of the ice staff, one in the
Yeah.
spawn, one in the middle of the map, and one at the church.
Yeah.
So um, for the first few rounds, there is always a snow at round 2, 3, or 4, and you just take it really easily. There is 50% chance of getting the ice part uh, at the second try, because in the first dig you do, like when you dig once, you can't have the part, like at the spawn. If you just launch a game and try this, you're gonna realize it. Like if you dig one thing, and you can't have the ice part like right off the bat. It's impossible. So I always dig one thing. I wait until there is the snow, and when the snow happen, I just dig the second one, and there is like 99% of the time you have it. So it's not that hard to get the first and the second, like the middle map part and the church part. You get it at round 10 because no matter what happen, it's gonna snow at round 10. So at
Yep.
round 10, you see me always taking the ice part. So there is no luck involved in this part. The only luck, uh, like the moment of the setup you have to be really lucky is with the robots. They come at like certain moment of the game. It's like fixed, but you don't know which robot you're gonna have. Like it's impossible to know. So sometimes it can be really hard to get the part, but that's why if you look at the 164, you see me looking quite a lot for the robots. I just keep trying to look. It's really important to get the win part. So that's about the stuff. The only luck-based moment is with the wind. Like if you get Mark 2, I'm always like, cool, I have Mark 2. Now give me the robots because it can go so wrong so fast. Like one time I remember I was just like waiting for the robots to come and I never got the robot I wanted. I waited until like round 35 it can be crazy sometimes, and it just ruined the
Oh,
game
wow.
because Origins is so fast. You don't have time to wait for that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
win stuff can be rude.
and I also want to
It
include.
can be really
Oh,
rude.
sorry. You're good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I just want to include Wonder whenever you want to jump and ask questions. Don't feel rude if whenever you want to ask your questions
Okay,
because
yeah.
it does not matter. But
Yeah.
Kappa, you want to go ahead and
Yeah,
start us off
we
with this
we have
next one?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have time. We have time.
I actually want to ask you about a little, maybe one question about the robot. This is, I don't really play Origins a lot, but
Yeah.
when the robot, like when it like comes down and hits, like let's say if you have a full horde of zombies and hits down, is it respawners or is it just like it actually kills them?
Oh, they die.
Oh, they
When
die.
the
Okay.
zombies get stomped on,
It's a good
the
question.
zombies really die.
Yeah.
They do die, and that's why it's a big issue. It's because at the beginning of the map, I remember when I was like 12 or 13 years old, I was playing already Origins because it was my favorite map at the time.
Oh, nice.
And people used to do like French player Dims, quite
yeah,
famous.
Yeah.
He used to say, when you don't have ammo, just kill the zombies with the stomp, like the foot of the robot. Now it's kind of funny because everyone knows that they cause the error, and if you do that, you're gonna crash at like 50 an hour. But
Oh.
Oh,
back then,
really?
nobody knew, and people were like playing with the ice staff, wind staff, and when they have no ammo, they were just like, okay, I'm gonna wait for the robots to come and stomp the zombies out.
It's
But
crazy.
it's a
I've
really bad
never even heard
idea
about
because
that.
yeah,
Me
people
either,
used to do that.
actually.
But
Never.
uh,
What? That is
yeah.
crazy.
But before that, player used to play with the tank, but it was not because player knew about the fast tank strategy or anything. They play with the tank, kind of stupid because the tank it got nerfed at some point of Origins. And at the beginning of the map, the tank was not killing you. You couldn't die from the tank. So people were
Oh,
just
wow.
holding the zombies, the 24, and going straight in front of the tank, and the tank was like pushing the
Crushing
player, but the
all.
zombies die. Yeah.
Damn.
Huh.
I think I
Actually,
might
that
remember
Yeah.
that.
when the
That is
tank
Like
like
player
pushed you.
used to do that. They were like, yeah, just use the tank, and it was a good strategy. But the tank got nerfed, and so they could die from the tank. So people stopped it, and they said like, yeah, just go under the robots. It's all good. It was
I
a
didn't have
terrible idea.
DLCs I didn't have DLCs growing up, so I never knew about any of this stuff.
I didn't have it either. I just got Origins like because I was like annoying to my mom saying I need one DLC, and I got Origins.
Please give me money.
But like I
Hey,
never
look.
played
Actually, I
Direct
need two
before,
because
and
I need the Mark II also.
I think my first DLC is actually Buried. I got Buried first with a
Oh,
friend, and
hell
I
yeah.
played.
My
I
first
was like, damn,
DLC.
this map's crazy, but at some point I was like, yeah, this map's kind of boring.
It's a long setup. It's a long
Uh,
setup.
yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah.
strategy
So
was boring as hell
about
too.
the robots, they do kill the zombies, yes.
So
Okay.
what does actually cause the error on Origins? Because I've been told that it's like from the robots walking across the map over and over. But is
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that is it?
it's nobody can say for sure what caused the error, but we've tried
Yeah.
many things, like many things. I got someone to script me something to remove the robots from the game, like actually removing the robot to see how it goes. And all I can say is that nobody knows for sure what caused
Yeah. But
the
it's
error on
gotta be
Origins.
like
But
something
we
with
are like
the
99% sure it's the robots, and at least the stomp of the robots when they stomp nearby the zombies, it for sure it's a trigger. Like it's a trigger to the error. So if
yeah.
you're close to the error, just like go away from the robots because they're gonna crush your game.
Because
Uh,
once you sorry, I have one more piece
No,
of
no,
this
you're good.
question.
You're
But
good. You're good.
once you like when do like all three of them start walking across the map at the same time?
Yeah, the
It's
coding
once
on
you like
them.
When
Is there
build
when
the
the
coding on
stats,
second,
them?
right? Because
like
eventually, it starts out
uh,
just one is going at a time, but eventually it's all three coming
yeah,
from it.
sometimes it's all three, but it only happen in two situations. One at a moment of the Easter egg, but we're not gonna talk about the Easter egg since we don't do it on the run. Even though at some
Yeah.
point it was like people used to think doing the Easter egg was a good idea. Because you
Hmm.
can get drops from the panzer part. You know when there is like 9 panzer coming out of the hole, you can get
Oh
drops, and
yeah.
so people were thinking maybe you can do the Easter egg like
Chill
speedrun
out.
and just wait for the moment you need ammo to
Damn
get
And
the
then
ammo
cats.
cash
from
in
the
the
panzer.
drops.
I tested this one and it's not worth it, so we never did.
Oh,
But
okay, yeah.
on the other situation, the triple robots they come, I think it's depending on the round and the timing, but if it's a triple robots round, they come only once. Like they come once, and then after it's only one robot per one robot.
Okay, because I
They,
know
they, they come rarely.
there's one first room game that lasted like 39
Yeah,
hours before they
yeah,
aired.
even more than that actually. I saw a first room
Damn.
game lasting like 50 hours something.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and so the big question is why does first room player can last so long? And I've heard also about, I don't know if it was a lie or whatever, because like those guys don't really like me, but I heard I heard that it's possible if you hold just one zombies and wait at the middle of the map. It's possible to hit reset on Origin, but I tried it and it didn't work out, so I think it was like kind
Oh,
of bullshit.
huh.
But so I
Yeah.
think maybe the reason first room player can play longer is because the zombies, the robots never come nearby the zombies in the first room. It's impossible. So
Right. They
maybe
just walk
that's the
over the
reason.
building.
But like there is so many things we tested out, like the wall in Agartha, like trying not to activate Agartha, like never going to the crazy place.
Hmm.
It didn't work out. Doing the full Easter egg, so the walls they don't drop out. You know, when you do the Easter egg part,
Right. They
at
don't
some point the
flame
walls they
bang.
don't come down. We try this. We try not using the tank, not using the staff actually, not using the staff, but nothing works.
Huh.
And at some point, HGM Rix, he said that you need to put to lower the FPS of your game, like playing in 60 FPS, to last longer. Like you can gain 2 hours. I tried that and it didn't work out. And fun fact, I tried this one in the 154 game. So I played the whole World Record game 154 with 60 FPS, which was completely stupid and cost me quite a lot of time. But yeah,
Oh,
just to
gotcha. Huh.
like everything I heard to extend the air, nothing works except when you arrive at like 25, 26 hours, 27. You need to just avoid the robots, avoid the trigger of it, and just pray.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
pray for some
So
luck there.
that's it. About the air. I have nothing else to say. Sadly, I don't know
Interesting.
much.
The map's been tested to its T almost. To find every little single piece,
Yeah.
just to piece those little hours together and try to just get
Yeah,
those
yeah.
maybe extra round in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that is
even
Look at
30
this
insane.
minutes
guy.
is so big. Like 30 minutes on Origins, if you can gain 30 minutes, it's a whole round.
Yeah,
Like it's so
because
important
since it's
because
so
now
such a short game, like every second
and the map is
matters at
so
this
pushed
point.
now. Like I believe it's gonna get really really hard to push the map even more. Like it gained 10 rounds in just 2 years, but it was mainly due to the fact that we discovered fast tank and optimized it. But other than that, the game is not really played much better. I was rewatching some really old Game of Origins played like 8 years ago, and I was like, damn, they already knew how to play the map. Like you can see people jumping on the tank to get activate the drops with the tank. And I like every time I show this to people who don't know Origins, they're like, "What the fuck? You can get free max from the tank?" Yes, you can. And people 8 years
Yep.
ago they knew about it, but not me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah, Origins for the most part it's such a complicated map, and especially on
Yeah,
top where you have like such a limited amount of time instead of being like a 70-hour reset like most maps are. You only have like 25 to like maybe 27, 28 hours, and you don't have much to do. So you like everything you do, it's like it's a snap of a finger. You have to
yeah,
get it done as quick as possible.
yeah. Like everything is so important on Origins, and that's also why I understand that some people think that the setup is so important. Like many people focus there, like, oh fuck, I'm 4 minutes late, the game is over. No, it's not over because if you get a lucky max, if you get a lucky tank, which can happen quite a lot. Like in every game, you always get extra max at some point. What I call extra max is the max ammo you don't get directly from the zombies. It's the max ammo you get from either digging or the one from the box, but you only have one, or the one the tank give you. So like things can change really fast on Origins, and luck is really important to some point. But
Yeah.
Origins is pushed, but not pushed enough that you have to restart for 5 minutes in the setup. Or if you like miss a max, it's not that bad. Like
And this
people
all
shouldn't
falls.
focus too
Right.
much. Like it's not too bad. If you miss a max, of course, like it sucks. You just lost probably 20, 25 minutes. But now it's not that important. Before it was really like if you missed a max before, it was so bad you had to quit. But now the fast tank is so fast that even if you lose a max, you don't lose that much time. Before you were losing like 40 minutes because you kill the zombie slowly. But now even without the staff, you can kill the zombies quite fast. So it's not
This
that
all
bad.
fall, this all falls
Yeah,
back to decision making, as
yeah,
well as
That's
you
what it
mentioned
is.
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything goes back to decision making. Yeah.
So I guess we can start off. This is more of probably like a beginner question. I mean, I'm sure some players know. I mean, a lot of people play this. You see a bunch of players play this in completely different ways. But
Oh yeah.
how do you get the extra perks? Like when can you get the red dig sites to dig at?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I often get the question. So you have to dig 30 dig spots, and then you get the golden shovel. And then, by the way, just a quick note about the golden helmet because everyone is kind of wrong about it. So it's gonna be nice tips. People think that it's like random or you have to dig 30 more spots. So like, no, it doesn't work like that. Basically, when you get the golden shovel after 30 dig spots, you have 5% chance of getting the golden helmet every time you dig, and it stack ups. So this is how you get the golden helmet, but it's kind of RNG based. And yeah, about the red perks. So you get the golden shovel, you dig 30 spots, and then there is I think 16 or 17 different spots on the map, and it's red dig that you can only see in zombie blood. But there is tricks to see it without the zombie blood. It's by sending like throwing a Semtex grenade on the spot, but you have to know the like really precise spot of the red. You can't see it, but if you know about like, let's see, I take zombie blood, I check the whole map, I check like 16 spots, and I know where is this the 17th one. I can just go there, throw a syntax at the spot, and it's gonna reveal. If it's really there, it's gonna show up, and like you can see the red dig, even without the zombie blood. So yeah, you just have to get zombie blood, look around the map. The spot are fixed, so it's not like luck based. Well, it's RNG where it does drop, but it's always the same spot. So just look for it in Zombie Blood, and if you want to play a really good game of Origins, you have to know every spot, like
Yeah.
every single one of them. And you don't have to go that far like I did, but personally I did some training about that, so I can throw Sentex Grenade on every single spot. So if I come nearby a spot that I know, and I didn't check it with like Zombie Blood or whatever, I just throw a Syntax at the exact spot, so I know for sure, okay, it's not there. So if I have Zombie Blood, I go to the other side of the map and I try to look for it. And it goes a bit deeper than that actually, but it's maybe a bit too much optimized for like 1 minute. So,
Okay.
but yeah, basically you can throw syntax grenade to see where it is, and then you take it, and it gives you an extra perk slot. It doesn't give you a perk right away, and you can have 4 of them. So you can have 8 perk, but with the double tap perk bonus, you can have nine perks, but it's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than BO1's double tap, I'll tell you that much. That shit
Oh, it's a
sucks.
lot better.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Kappa, if you want to start off this next question.
Next question I want to ask is
There's some water.
again, I think this is another bigger question, but of course, the podcast is for anybody to watch.
Yeah.
Is it more important whether you have monkeys or the napalm strikes?
Okay, so about the monkeys or the nipples, the G strike. I think
The
it's
G
the
strike, sorry.
yeah. But I call it napalm in French. So yeah, but I'm gonna call it G strike because my accent sucks. So about the G strikes, you only take them if you didn't got the monkey in the first box. So what you restart for in Origins is the Mark II. But if you get monkey bomb, you instantly take it. So it's better because on Black Ops 2 Origins, and it's not the case on Black Ops 3 Origins, that's why I say that. It's
Yeah.
because on Black Ops 2 you only have 2 G-Strike and you have 3 monkeys. So it's one more, it's so much more important, but sometimes the G-Strike they kind of glitch out and the zombies they get attracted by the G-Strike way too long. And it can fuck you up in some timing and yeah, that's a bit more deep. Yeah, maybe we're gonna talk about that later. But basically, the G strikes they can be good in some situation, but 99% of the time, I'm gonna advise people to take the monkey. But if they don't have it in the box, it's fine. Just take the G strike. I play with the G strike all of my roller car games. Well, I don't know. I kind of forgot, but it really doesn't matter at all. Just if you have the G strike, play more smart. Like if you go to the crazy place, like go to Agartha, and you have to throw monkeys, like G strikes, be really careful because you only have two of them. When it
Mm.
comes to monkey, you have a bit more, so it's just like it's better to have the monkey, but it's not that bad at all. Like I don't care if I get monkey or G strike.
Okay.
Well, the only issue is that if you get monkey, if you get G strike, you have to make the step to make the G strike, and it wastes you like a minute or two if you do it really good. The monkey you have them instantly, and you have three of them. So yeah, monkeys are better.
Okay. Kappa, do you want to start us off with this next one? Do you want to talk about the Templar zombies?
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah. If
kind
you
of
want to
went
start.
over like the origins freeze after 25, 27 hours and the animation error, and we kind of talked about the FPS, how it affects on BO2, so that we can just skip over
But
those.
about the FPS, I want to say
Huh?
something just real quick because somebody asked me yesterday about that. So and many people asked me about that. But yeah, the FPS changed your game on Black Ops 2 and even Black Ops 1. But I'm only gonna talk about Black Ops 2 because I know better. Basically, you jump less higher. I can say that's why
Oh,
on Black Ops 2 period you put your game in 60 FPS to jump higher with the Wunder weapon.
paralyzer.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
paralyzer. Yeah, right. And on Black Ops 2 Origins, it's not that important. And yeah, someone asked me, should I play in 60, 90, or 120 for Origins? And I would not recommend you to play 120 FPS because you jump a bit too low to do the jump trick over the hole, you know? Like when you do the fast
Oh
tank, you have
yeah.
to jump at
Well,
some
we're gonna
moment
get
with
over that
the
in a
marker.
second, actually.
Oh, yeah, 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 sure, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
But before I go over this question, we're just gonna shout out the fact that my camera fell, so that's always
No,
nice. Um,
What a
all right.
disaster.
this podcast is ruined because of that.
Hey, shit
ah,
happens.
Well, I mean, y'all get 60 FPS, and the real BO1 players know 125 is the best for strafing.
Unless
I'm
if you
pretty
play,
sure.
125.
unless if you play
Right.
console.
Full console. Yeah, word out
Nah,
word
fuck
player
you.
Also in
problems.
2024.
I
Word
used to
out
play on
word
console,
player.
so I understand the
Well, me
pain.
too. Yeah.
Playing like 55 FPS, like, oh fuck.
Oh, it's so
And when
bad.
you get
Used to it.
disconnected from online, like there was a glitch on Black Ops 2. If you get disconnected from the Xbox Live during the game, even if you're playing in local, if you didn't start the game like completely offline with your like console turned off, like offline, your game is gonna be at 30 FPS the whole game if you get disconnected. So
Oh my
it's full
Oh
god.
FPS.
damn! I
Like
didn't
you
even
can't
know
play
about
at all.
that.
Yeah. My friend was playing Origins on Xbox and he got disconnected and he was like, fuck, my game is in 30 FPS. And I say, yeah, I know about this glitch. You're fucked. You're gonna have 30 FPS the whole game.
Yo, you should
Oh
imagine,
no.
Shang on BO1 Semtex on console was probably the worst thing I've ever touched in my life. I mean, that map
Ah,
probably ruined me at the start of even touching that. Um, so I mean, I have Kappa, are you back? Yeah, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So do
back.
you want
Sorry.
to talk about the Templar zombies?
Yes, I do. How do exactly how do Templar zombies work? Like, is there like a specific timing for when they
uh,
come by, or is it just like more random?
yeah. The Templar zombies are actually even more complicated than I thought it was. In the 164, I discovered something about them. After 160, they glitch out and they act very strange. So I
Oh
kind of
yeah.
discovered a new glitch in that recent game. So I'm gonna talk a bit about that a bit later. But like basically for like new player of Origins, the only thing you need to understand is that they come every 3 to 5 rounds. So it's luck based, but you
Yeah.
can control them. They only come if you have 4 or more generator activated. So if you have generator 1, 6, and 4 activated, but every other is like disactivated, they're not gonna come. It's impossible. Even if you wait like 100 rounds, if you have 3 or less generator activated, they can't come. So
Yeah.
you can control them. If you don't want them for any reason, you can just do that. And if you do want them, what you can do is to control the when they come. And to do that, you just activate 3 generator. So it's like just one away from the 4 generator needed so they come. Just activate 3 of them, and you just play normally. And if you need a max, like if you see your cycle and your cycle says, look, you have 20% chance of getting a max next round, which is quite low, you can just leave one zombies, or like you can do it mid round or whatever. But just during the round, let's say you're 98, and at 99 you have 20% chance of getting the max, or even 0. You can just hold some zombies, go activate the force generator. Like I call force, but not the one at Juggernaut, just a force one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, any
anything is
fourth
fine.
one.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
force one. And you activate it, and you know that at 99 you're gonna get the generator zombies for sure, like 100% sure. Of course, you have to consider the cooldown factor. So if you did that on 99, you can do that right away at 100. It's not gonna work because they come every 3 to 5 rounds. And let's pretend
Mhm.
you control them. You have 3 generator. They came at 97. You're at 100, and you want to activate for 101. It's 4 rounds, so you have 66.666% chance of getting the generator zombie. So it's luck based. If you spam them, but most of the time you're not gonna spam them because it slows you down a bit. It's just a safety basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, they come between 3 and 5 rounds, and you need to have 4 or more generator activated. And about the glitch, I'm gonna talk about it quickly since I don't know much.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Uh, Basically, they glitch out after 160 or maybe 159, and it was maybe due to the patch B2OP I put, the community patch, because I heard it doesn't fix the zombies' health on Origins, and just only on Origins because they were scared that it will mess up the frozen round that we're gonna talk about later, maybe.
Mhm.
So they were scared
Yeah.
it was gonna mess up with the frozen round, so they didn't change the health cap of the zombies on Black Ops 2 PC. Because on Black Ops 2 PC, the zombies' health is kind of glitch after 159, and so I discovered that it fucked up my game because after 159, they they become so weird. Like normally they are attracted to generator, but they were like chasing me directly, even if there was generator, which is impossible normally. And they were like resisting to ice staff, which is extremely weird, like frozen zombies.
Yeah.
And even like I think you can see it on the replay of the 164 for the people who want to see the glitch. But the zombies, they destroyed every single gen. They go to gen 6, and I didn't have any ammo on my staff, so I just take the staff with me, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna die. I'm gonna take the max, because if you let the zombies die from the generator, like if they destroy every gen,
Yeah.
they die by themselves, and they leave you the max. You get the max even without killing them.
Yeah.
So I was expecting that to happen, and I went and I saw the zombies like just staying right there at Gen 6, and I just press select and I see, yeah, there is no gen on the map, and they just stay. So it fucked me up
Huh.
one max. I lost one max at 160 because of that. And also about the gen zombies, many people ask me, why do you get max every time when you kill them? Is because the game, well, if you kill them when they walk between gen, like if they come between gen 3 and gen 4, like they are
Yeah.
going to a gen, if you kill them at this moment, you're not going to get any max. It's
Hmm.
impossible to get max. So you need to wait for them to attack the gen, and you see it with the red circle around the
Yeah.
generator. And if you kill them at this moment, they're going to give you a
Um,
max, but only under a certain condition. And if you kill them with like the wind staff, it's all good. It gives you the max. But if you kill them with the ice staff, it's never gonna give you a max, except if you do a trick. Basically, you shoot with the ice staff. It's gonna do the tempest, like
Yeah.
the
Freeze
ice
them.
thing. Yeah,
animation.
and you need to take instantly the claymore in your hand because the game is gonna believe that you kill them with the claymore, so it says, okay, it's all good. I give you the max.
Oh,
But the game was
Oh,
coded like if you kill
that's
them with the
weird.
ice staff, the game was coded like no, you can't have it. Maybe they were thinking it was too easy to kill them with the ice staff, so they put that in the code. But you can
But they
bypass
didn't
this
do it
by.
for the wind staff,
Yeah, that's weird.
But
or
they
did they
yeah
do it
they
for any of
didn't
the
do
other
it for the
ones?
wind staff. It's so weird. Like if you
That's
shoot with the
weird.
wind staff, the game is like all good. You can have your max. But if you kill them with the ice staff, the game is like you're not gonna
Ah,
get anything.
weird. I never knew that.
So you have to shoot with the ice staff, instantly take your claymore in your hand, and you have your max.
and pray.
So yeah, it can
That's
be really tricky, and the generator zombies are kind of deep topic about origins, but
Yeah,
I try to cover
complicated.
most of it. Yeah.
okay. Right. Well, when are you able or supposed to run tank strategy? How does the max differ between the ice staff, and when does the ice staff stop instantly kill them? It's kind of like a three-part question, but we can go over one by
Yeah.
each.
Okay, I'm gonna answer one by one. So when are you able or supposed to run tank strategy? The
Yes.
tank you use it if you have no ammo at all. Like if you have nothing, it's the only thing you can do, so you use the tank.
Yeah.
Or if you want, or if you know you're gonna have a max, but you want to keep it for the next round for one reason or another, it can happen. I'm not gonna go too deep about that, but sometimes uh you have like extra max that is maybe available. Like for example in your box, like the free
Yeah.
max when you activate 6 gen. Well, if you're at like 110 and you have no ammo, it's better to just do the full round with the tank than to take the max because you're not going to use 100% of the max. So it's
Yeah.
better to just keep it for later.
So you keep
So
it for
you,
the next round.
yeah, exactly. So you either do it because you have no ammo or because you know your ice staff is not going to kill the the full round. So after 112 ice staff, it start glitching out. I'm going to talk about that a bit later, but
Mhm.
yeah, for those reasons, you can't do the full round with the ice staff after 112. And so after 112, what you're gonna do is that every round you're gonna spend most of your ice ammo, but you're gonna keep some of it, like between 9 on 9 or 918, like safety ammo, just to get your drops back after the next round, because the tank doesn't give you drops. It's the only
Yeah.
way so you can have the zombies drop. So you just keep safety ammo, you spend everything else, and you do the rest of the round, the smallest part, with the tank to finish the round. So you can
Mhm.
see at like let's say 140, I'm gonna use like 80 bullets of ice staff. I just keep like the 12 of it in my like
Reserve.
yeah reserve.
Yeah.
I just keep some of it, and I'm like okay, I have to do like I don't know 10 minutes of fast tank to finish the round. So I just do it. So at some point you have to do it every single round.
Yeah.
And the next part is how does the max differ between ice and wind staff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like getting a max in the ice or wind staff? Is that the question? Like, what's the
Um,
difference between getting a max in wind or ice staff?
yeah, so like if you got a max for like the ice staff, would you go
Yeah.
back and then go get the wind staff to go get a max from that? Or would you wait for like a Templar round to go and
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah.
refill one of the
It
staffs?
depends. It depends. As always on Origins, it always depends on Origins. There is no straightforward
Yeah.
answer, sadly.
Yeah.
But basically, it depends on your cycle. Let's say you have guarantee max that's gonna come. You just take it on your ice staff. Like the ice staff is always your number one priority because you kill more zombies with the ice staff than you do with the wind
Oh
staff.
yeah.
Yeah, like a way lot, like way more. So just put it in your ice staff if it's empty, and if it's not, you have to ask yourself, can I have another max? And if yes, what are the odds of getting another max? So let's say I have my guarantee max next round, but I have also a Panzer that comes, or I don't know, for because of the cycle that can fluctuate a lot because you have 5
Mhm.
drops in the cycle, and there is only 4 drops that you can get with the zombies. The cycle is it's never fixed on Origins. On
Yeah.
Mobile Z, for example, there is only 4 drops. So at some point you can just fix the cycle, and you will always get the 4
Right, you
drops.
can get
It's
perfect
not the case
drop
on Origins, so that's why you
because
always
there's
have to sync
five.
because of that fucking zombie blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucked up everything. So you have to think, and sometimes you get like 4 drops out of the 5, and the 5th one is the max, right? So
Right.
you know that the next round you're gonna get 4 drops from the zombies, and the first one is for sure gonna be a max.
Okay.
Uh, I'm I'm not gonna explain the cycle of drops because I consider that everyone understand about it.
Oh
So,
yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
for beginner player, but yeah. So you know for sure you're gonna get the first drop is gonna be a max, but there is 3 other drops that are gonna come. So it's 60% chance of getting a max in those one. So if your wind staff is empty in this situation, you should take the max in your ice staff and try to get the second one and put it in the wind staff. It's an opportunity to get the max in the wind staff. Basically, the wind is like safety. If you miss a max, use the wind, and if you have no wind, you just always put in the ice one. So always ice staff, and if you have an opportunity like this one, just try to put a max in the wind. But sometimes I had some games where at like 100, I don't have a max, so I use the wind. I just spam everything. You just empty it because you have no reason of keeping safety ammo in the wind stuff, except for some reason. But I just empty it, and for like 10 or 20 rounds, I put no max in the wind because I have no opportunity because the cycle fucked me. So it just depends on luck and opportunity you have. But if you have an opportunity to put a max in the wind staff, do it. So yeah,
Awesome.
the wind staff it always come last. You put it if you
Awesome.
can.
Mm.
All right, Kappa.
And
Oh,
what was
you're
the
good.
third one?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
My
what?
third
Oh
one is
no. Do we?
Yeah.
It was like when the ice staff stops killing, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't know
Oh
what the
yeah,
reason for it is.
Frozen
that
rounds.
Stop
that
instantly
that's a
killing
big
them.
question.
Yeah.
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 So, Origins is known for being glitch out with the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
after before 100 round 112, nothing will happen. Everything will be good on your game, and you have nothing to be worried about. But at 112, something weird happen is that the zombies from times to time they can survive ice shot or a wind shot. Like it makes invisible zombies or zombies that can survive. I'm gonna talk more about that a bit later. But basically between 112 and 0, nothing happened, and between 112 and 121, there is what I call small frozen. It's like frozen rounds that I'm gonna explain a bit later, but a smaller version. It's a bit hard to explain, so if it's a bit confusing, tell me. I'm gonna try to explain better. But
No, you're doing
basically,
Fill
at
me in the
great.
between
iceberg
112 and
if you
121,
if you don't
the zombies,
explain the
if
whole
you
thing.
shoot at them, like if you damage them by knifing, punching them with the shield, or shooting with the MP40 or whatever, like if you damage them before shooting with the ice staff, they can survive. Like some of them, not all of them, they can survive, and you just have to do 1 damage at the zombies that are gonna survive to kill them. So they get frozen. You see the skin of the zombies is all frozen, but they do survive. But you can knife them, just shoot a single bullet, they're gonna die. But it's really dangerous because let's see, like you're holding around the map, you just shoot the zombies with the MP40 because why not? And then you try to kill them with the ice staff, and you see like 15 of them just running at you and starting to punch you. You're gonna be like, most of the time you can die from it really
Yeah.
easily. And it's important to know also because it's every damage that counts. So if you throw a monkey or a G strike, it damages the zombies. So you need to keep in mind that after 112, if you throw a monkey bomb or a G strike, the zombies are likely to survive the next ice shot. So what I do is that I throw a monkey for one reason or another. I just shoot with the ice shot, with the ice staff. I just shoot and I hold my MP40 in my hand because like you have to be really careful. It can happen really fast. You can die. So this is what happened between 112 and 121. The zombies will froze if you do damage them before shooting with the ice staff. About the wind staff, it's the same thing, exactly the same. But the zombies they not only survive the shot, they become invisible. And many people ask me like, what do you do with the invisible zombies? Well, there is easy solution for it. If you play on PC, just go to the settings and disable the ragdoll. The ragdoll is when the zombies, if you shoot with the wind staff, they're gonna be blown away. If you deactivate that, the zombies they're not gonna become invisible anymore. But if they do survive, they are gonna become crawler zombies from a wind shot. I don't know why, but like
Oh.
you can make crawler with the wind staff if they do
That's
survive. But you
crazy.
can see them.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
you can see them.
So
So
if they're not
just shoot.
damaged, will they not do that between those
Um,
rounds?
I would say yes, but there is one exception, is that if you activate the tank, sometimes at
Mhm.
Gen 2, you activate the tank to kill the zombies, and some of them, they are not going to be killed by the tank, but they do get like kind of stomped on by the tank, or the tank is activating like flamethrower,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
those zombies, I don't know why, but they are considered like damaged. So if you
Okay.
don't shoot or do anything, if you activate the tank, be careful. Some of them can glitch out. But yeah, if you don't do any of this, and if you shoot with the wind staff and disable ragdoll, it's gonna be all good. Like if you disable ragdoll, you can't get invisible zombies. It's impossible. If you're on console, the ragdoll is activated by default, and you can't change it, so you're fucked. But
Damn.
just throw a syntax grenade on the ground after you shoot, and most of the time it's gonna be fine. Or just try to
Yeah.
shoot where the zombies you just kill the horde. Just shoot right in front of you, because some of the zombies they are gonna be right here. So that's about the wind stuff in the between 112 and 121. And after 121, this is the real frozen round. So in those rounds, whatever you do, whatever you damage the zombies or not, they're gonna be frozen anyway. It's impossible to kill them. Yeah. This one is a bit more easy to understand. Like 121, 123, and so on. It's not yeah, by the way, it's not luck based. It's always the same rounds. So I have a list. Like I have a list of every round that is fully frozen after 121.
Yeah.
So after 121, round 121 is fully frozen, but 122 is a small frozen, like the thing with the damaged zombies. So you can
Oh,
go to the
okay.
camp. That's why if you look at the 164 game, you can see me going at the camp strategy, camp, and then right after I go to the Gen 2 and the zombies are frozen, and then right after I go back to the camp. And people ask me, why do you not camp the whole game? It's because I can't. You can't camp if the zombie survives your shot. It's impossible. You're gonna die.
Simple
So
logic.
yeah. Simple logic. If you can't camp, just do Gen 2. So you need to have this information of the list of the frozen rounds. It's like 121, 123, 125, and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if someone wants the list, I can send it. So, but you can just test it with like mod menu or whatever.
Yeah, we'll
So
link everything
yeah,
so that way people can get in contact with you guys.
yeah. So at like in fully frozen rounds, just go to Gen 2, shoot on the ground, and hold your MP40 to kill the zombies. That's it. You have nothing to understand. The zombies are not gonna die. That's it. But just when you shoot and they become frozen for like just 1 second, they can't damage you, which is weird. So they're not gonna punch you immediately. You have
Yep.
a small delay that you can react to. And with the wind staff, during the frozen rounds, uh, it's weird, but they don't become invincible or whatever. Um, just some of them for a random reason, which I just can't understand why. But the wind staff, after 112, just be careful. Most of the time it's gonna work, but sometimes be careful. So the wind staff is kind of weird about that. But deactivate the ragdoll and you should be fine. Because the zombies they get stunned anyway. Like they have like animation and they're doing weird thing, so you have time to understand what's gonna happen. But yeah, so
And
that's it.
see,
Between 0 and 112, nothing. 112 to 121, small frozen, and after 121, big frozen or small. It depends on the list.
Well, for just a
Nice.
quick second before I get Kappa to ask
Yeah.
this, Wunder and Kappa, like a lot of people don't get this information because there's really nothing out there to like help people and educate people on things. You kind of have to learn from your own mistakes, and watching somebody's 25-hour game is so rough to do because I always say
Yeah.
there like Wonder, you even know there's a difference between high rounders and world record holders. World record holders have such an
Oh
like an
yeah.
attainable
Oh
amount of
yeah.
knowledge that
Because they know who to
people
talk to.
yeah, like they
You know?
have like they
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
code
this
of
is
the
right.
game. They know every single like little detail about the game. They know how to make that quick decision, the movement, just knowing when to quit out of a game. Like it's really crazy how much really goes into a 14-year-old game that looks like it came out this year.
Oh
Like
yeah.
this game, like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, like are such golden games. And like I don't think people understand like the zombies knowledge is a lot to remember, and like it's mentally draining. Like it's like when when you
100%.
Yeah.
see someone playing a game, they're like on autopilot mode. Nobody even wants to play this shit. Let's be honest, none of us even want to play. We just have to. Like that's pretty much what it is, and that's what you
Yeah.
it's what it is. But I'll let Kappa
Yeah.
go ahead and
Yeah.
start us off. But yeah, you already know, like this is
No,
crazy games, you know?
yeah. Some maps are more complicated than others and have
Yes.
a lot
Yeah.
more like
100%.
Yes.
decision making. And
Yes.
Origins is one of the most like complicated
That is a
maps.
speed run.
Yeah.
And I played
And
God of War 2 speed runs and ain't nothing
Mm.
like that, man. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Origins is the
There's not many like
really
high level
specific.
guides out there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
This is a great detail
Inspiring games.
breakdown. I think you're speaking better English than I am. A little upset
No,
about
no.
that. Um but I'll let Kappa go ahead and start us off on this next topic. You
All right.
remember
So
where
the
we're
next
at?
question. Yeah, I do. Um, uh, we're gonna talk about the strategy, just like the basic low round strategy.
Yeah.
If you want to give a quick rundown on that.
Like the setup.
Yeah.
How do you set up?
Yeah, like the setup, how to run the low round strategy properly, and what to be aware of.
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna not go too much in detail because the setup is really, really hard on Origins, and you have to
Yeah.
understand quite a lot. Well, it's Origins, you know, so you always have to understand quite a lot. But the setup is really depending on what the game is gonna give you. Most of the map, you just it's just straightforward. It's always the same thing. Like Marvel's Dead, you just get Mark II, Blundergat, and you do like the same route every time. On Origins, it's different because you're depending on the robots. The robots when they give you the win part. So most of the game are kind of similar, but there is some difference, and it will just change between if you have the win part fast or not, and you have to improvise quite a lot. Like the red digs, they are never at the same spot. Like there is 17 like spot. They're always the same, but you don't know which one is gonna come, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So you have to check every spot, and it just depends when you get the golden shovel because the dig spot it's not always at the you it respawn, yes, but there is a max amount on the map. Mm, so you don't have the golden shovel every time at the same moment. So you have to adapt to so many different things. Sometimes you don't get a max for random reason. You just don't get max because the zombies they don't want to give you anything, and you have no ammo. So you have to like change really fast and adapt and do your best. That's why setups. You can see me doing like 42 minutes for 30, and sometimes you're gonna see me doing 46, 47 for 30. And it's not that I
Mm.
play bad. It's just that the game didn't give me what I want. So yeah, it really changed a lot, but I'm gonna keep it simple. So basically, you do the Gen 1, you go to Gen 2 or Gen 3 depending on where is the box. You get the Mark 2, the monkey if possible, and if you have extra box, like the box it can't move before the fifth time you hit the box, right?
Yeah.
And so if you get like Mark 2 and monkey in two box, which can happen sometimes, you just don't hit the box. You have two extra hit on the box, and you keep it for later, which I'm gonna talk about a bit later in the setup. But yeah,
Mhm.
you get your Mark II, monkey or not, it doesn't really matter. You just do Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Take the every part that you can. Go to the middle map. Go at Gen 5. Take. Oh yeah, at the beginning of the game, you take Speed Cola instantly. Then you go middle map. You take Stamina up, and you do like few steps at the time. The route is a bit hard to describe, so I would say if people really wants to learn the setup, just look at the 164 game or the 154 game. The setup is the same in both. It just changed a bit because I didn't got the same luck, but yeah, just try to imitate what I do. Do everything you can, like take every part you can. If you see robots, try to get it, and you do the ice stuff. Upgrade it. Then you do the wind stuff and upgrade it. Always in this order, never
Yeah,
in winds and ice. Like no matter what happens, you're gonna get the ice stuff in first. Because as I told before in the podcast, the wind stuff is luck based, and the ice stuff you always have it at round 10, no matter what happens. So even if you get really lucky and you get every part of the wind stuff right off the bat, just do the ice stuff first. Like it's like habits. And then you just take the part of everything, you build the wind stuff, you upgrade it, and also take every piece of lightning stuff. It's important even if you don't do the lightning stuff, because we don't craft the lightning stuff, we don't use it because the damage is not infinite. But we take those parts
it's
because
bad.
yeah, it's really
Doesn't
bad.
it
It's a
doesn't it
bad
cause
stuff.
errors too?
No, it doesn't cause the error, I believe. Maybe you
It
can
just
crash
doesn't
the game
kill.
with it, but what is mostly known to crash the game is the fire stuff, which is
Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
that's
fire
the
stuff.
game
It makes the game
crasher one.
crash after 64 or 63 because it doesn't one shot the zombies anymore, and the game doesn't really like it, and the game crash.
I remember that back on
Game just
console,
doesn't know what to do.
everybody be like, I want
Yeah,
ice staff, I want wind staff. Like,
Yeah, everybody's
that's
calling
what it
for that.
was. And then you had
yeah.
that one person like, I'll get lightning.
People used to say, I want the fire stuff. It's so broken." I was like, "Go take it. I don't want that shit."
I don't want that broke me. And the setup for it is horrible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But like in
Oh yeah,
co-op,
it's like the hardest to build
three
too.
P or 4P, since you have a lot of zombies and you don't go that fast in the round, it's quite good to have the fire stuff because it's actually a good stuff. It have a lot of ammo and everything, but only in co-op. So yeah, in solo you only do wind and ice, and you take lightning parts because if you take them, you can have drops from the tank. Between 7 and 12 rounds, you can get a drop from the tank. This is the cooldown of it. So you take a drop and you have to wait between 7 and 12 rounds to get another drop from the same spot. And there is 3 spots at the same place. There used to be the lightning part. Like the lightning part, there are some part of the map that you can only access with the tank,
yeah.
or you should be able to do that with the tank, but you can do it with the Mark II and other stuff. But yeah, basically you take the lightning part for drops with the tank. The people always ask me like, why do you take the lightning part? You don't craft the lightning stuff. Well, it's because you can get max. You can get like fucking max ammo from
Yeah.
it, so
So
really important.
really
And
important.
after you just if you finish all the stuff, you have ice stuff, wind stuff, you have your monkey or your G strike. If you didn't got the monkey, just go and make the G strike. You take uh, you take some red dig spot to get extra perk. And about that, people ask me if you should take them or not. If yes, when. It just depends on if you're playing for world record game or not. But you can take 4 of them, like every single one of them. And if you play really good, it's only gonna lose you 3 to 4 minutes. So it's not that bad. And if you think you're gonna down, take all of them. It's gonna help you. And yeah, after that you just go to camp and do the game. That's for the setup.
Awesome. I think what's awesome is that we're just having you on really means a lot because you're a really great player. Wonder's an awesome person. So I just really want to thank y'all for a second for just coming on because just hearing my little voice and I know both of you are really great dudes, and yeah, I just really can't be more grateful to have both of you on because y'all are awesome people.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Sure.
Oh
I think
yeah,
this is
no,
a
Thank you
good
guys, honestly.
like there's been like, High Round Zombies podcasts in the past by like high round players before, but there really hasn't been one in a long time since like maybe
Yeah.
like Fleur or people before even him. So I think this is a cool idea because a lot of people don't.
it's
I like to
different.
see more like high round player
Yeah.
interviews type thing, and this is a good. And here we are doing one. So yeah,
And also, it's really helpful for people to learn Origins, especially Origins, because it's such like weird map.
yeah,
It's really
big
complicated and really
learning
fast.
curve.
I just
So
want to
yeah,
give you congratulations for remembering the ice codes. Them damn things are annoying, man. I remember back in the
Yeah,
day that
you
like
have
those.
this memorized.
Yeah, some people have a little sheet up. I've seen people have sheets up of them so they
oh
don't
yeah,
miss it.
like on the
Yeah.
Claymore, like they
Yeah,
Yeah,
put the
somebody made
Claymore
a
camo on it.
Claymore
Yeah.
camo
yeah.
with all the codes on
That's
the
like
back.
jug side pre-nades. Like, oh, that's
Right,
Uh,
funny.
yeah.
On Ver, yeah, that's crazy.
but sometimes I forgot about the ice code. Like
Oh
some of
yeah.
them they look really similar, so I know like 90% of them. But there is like just one or two that sometimes I'm kind of confused. So I just do like if it's the last one,
Right.
that's good for me. If both of them come first, I'm like I'm fucked. So I have
Yeah,
to.
the win
But yeah,
staff's a
I don't
lot
really know it
easier.
perfectly.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Yeah.
And sorry to cut you guys off for a second. Crypt, I just want to let you know that I might have only 35 more minutes left to
no,
do
you're
this
good.
podcast. I might have to cut off early today. So, yeah, sorry about that. I only
Oh,
got the message just like a few minutes ago.
It's a
You're all
damn
good.
shame you're fired. Damn it. I
Get
think it's so
out of
awesome.
here.
We got because I'm from the U.S., Druma's French, and then Kappa's Canadian, and then Wonder's American.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's like,
Yeah,
and then this here in like 2 days, I'm gonna have the Spanish players on and talk about BO1. So I just really want to make
Really?
something
Wait, like
different.
Anya?
Yeah, Danny's coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
I gotta
um,
come for that one.
yeah.
Oh shit.
my
So
That's
sexy
gonna
dude
be
Danny.
sick, dude.
and then I'm even planning
I
on
love
getting like
those guys.
Philip, Filipino, Rick, No Mole Man, just trying to get like a lot because like all these maps, each map is almost like its different game. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
each
Yeah,
Yeah.
map is really its own game. So like map hopping doesn't really help. You have to like really play this map until you just have to. Like
yeah,
that's the only way you get good at zombies. Like you can go and play any game for a year, 2 years, but when you're playing for 3, 4, 5 years, it's like everything is just instinct at that point. Like you know every little in and out of the game.
yeah.
But I'll go ahead and let Kappa go ahead and start off on this next question.
So the next question we want to ask is, like you had mentioned that there isn't really much to optimize, but is there maybe a couple of things we can do to optimize
Yeah,
Origins? Yep.
yeah. Yeah, there is. First, don't die like I did, because my game
So obvious.
didn't error. I could have done with the same game. If I knew about the glitch with the generator zombies with the Templar zombies. If I knew about it before, I could have done 166, even maybe 167 with that same exact game by playing just better and knowing about
Hmm.
the generator zombies. But so of course you can go you can do more than 164, but
Yeah.
uh, the reason I say it's gonna be really hard is because I played Origins for like wait I played too much Origins and not many players did that much
Oh,
on Origins, and it's really hard for people to understand the map, and it's gonna take a long time. Even for a really big player, they have to put so much energy into the map to do even like the 164. It's really hard to make it. Even with new strats, even with optimization, even with downing less, it's hard because the decision making, it's not something that you see. It's not something
mm,
that you can just fix it right away. You have to you just have to understand truly the game, and it's hard. It's really hard. Like you can't if you come to the replay of the 164, you watch the whole video, you can understand what I do. You can try to imitate, but you can't understand why I do some of the things I do, except if you ask me the question and I would answer for sure.
So do you want to bring up your montage and look at a few things you do for the optimization? Because I can bring it up
Mm,
for you.
yeah. Well, with the montage, I can show much. I think on the montage, or
It's like
even on
clutches,
the
really.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's yeah. Most of it is like clutch, and there is nothing you can understand with the montage. So yeah, but if you watch the whole game, you can try to understand, but sometimes you just have someone to explain it to you,
Yeah,
and that's what that's what is really about Origins is that you have to have someone to teach you the game,
yeah,
or maybe you have to play 10 years, depending on you. But it takes just too long. And yeah, optimizing the game, it's possible, but it's really hard. And considering the amount of players that play Origins seriously right now, there is pretty much no one. There is
yeah.
3 Marco, who got the world record twice, but he kind of stopped playing a lot.
He
He's
had a good
been
So
playing
game.
a
there
little
is
bit lately, but
yeah, yeah, just a little
yeah,
bit, right?
I
yeah,
can
not
imagine how much
And
that
much.
map drains you. I really can't.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
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 Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I know
Oh
exactly how it is. I
And
can hear the monkey screams on Shang like in my sleep. Like it's just like one of those things you can't get out of your head.
okay,
yeah, no,
Right.
or
a
just
little over exaggerated.
Nah, I'm hearing the
it just
monkeys.
takes it just takes so much time. So that's why
It
I don't
does.
think it's gonna be. I don't think it's someone's gonna beat the 164 anytime soon, but it's gonna happen for sure. But not soon, I think, because not many play Origins, and not many players truly understand Origins, which is a bit sad because the map is so interesting. But yeah, the map can be optimized by downing less, uh, maybe being more careful with the fast tank, because after 160 I was doing so much fast tank, like 50 minutes of fast tank every round,
Yeah.
and because I got fucked with the max ammo from the generator zombies that got glitched out, that I said before, I couldn't put the max in my win staff, so I didn't have any safety. The only safety you have when you run fast tank is the wind staff. If you have the wind staff in your hand, you're like godlike, because no matter what's gonna happen, you can just shoot and it's gonna be all good. But 90% of the time, you're gonna have the ice staff, and the ice staff, one round out of two, it's frozen round, so it's gonna be glitched. You can kill the zombies with it, and even when it's not frozen round, some zombies are gonna glitch, and it takes like few seconds for zombies to die from the ice staff. So it's really messy. The fast tank is extremely difficult. Not many people truly understand how hard it is to play the fast tank. You have to be so focused, but the good thing is you don't have to do it for 30 hours. It's just like maybe 10 hours of the game. But yeah, it can be optimized, but just so complicated. And after 155, 156, maybe try to get the wind stuff in your hand every time, because you're gonna do so much fast tank, you're probably gonna die, and it's gonna cost you 7 to 8 minutes, and
Ooh,
it can ruin the game. Yeah, 7 to 8 minutes per down is crazy.
that's what we were
yeah,
getting ready to go
yeah,
into is recovery. So like, is there a bet like the best routes to take? Like when you go down, how do you like attain everything back without downing again?
yeah, yeah. Even this, like, if you ask me that question on Mouse Dead, it's really straightforward. You just go to the perk and take it back. On
Okay.
Origins, nothing is easy, sadly.
Yeah.
And it
Right.
depends, because if you want a perk on Origins, you have to activate the generator.
Yeah.
But the generator, they make the Templar zombies come, and those guys give you a free max, but only from times to times. So imagine you're at like 120, and at 121 you have 100% sure a max. Okay, so you're not gonna activate the gen, right? Because you have a free max next round. So you don't
Mhm.
want to activate them. You have only 3 of them because you're controlling them, as I said before. You just have 3 of them, they're not gonna come, it's all good. But what if you down? If you down, you have to take the perks back, and if you don't have generator 4 and 5 activated at least, which are the most important one, because there is Juggernog and Stamina Up. Stamina Up is like almost even more important than Juggernog on Origins because of the mod.
Yes, of
Mm,
course.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
let's say you don't have generator 5 or generator 4, or even both, like, it's a shitty situation, because if you want to take them back, you need to activate the gen. But if you do it, the generator zombies, they are gonna come next round, and they're gonna give you a max that you didn't wanted. Like you didn't want the max to, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna have a free max that you didn't want, and now you have to wait 5 rounds to have it back. And most of the time, between those 5 rounds, you're not gonna get a max, and you're gonna be fucked.
Oh,
So you have to make a decision between: do I take my
Oh,
perk
yeah.
right now? Can I? Or should I wait and activate the gen later? But there is
Oh,
actually a trick that I discovered, but I think some older player knew about that, but it was a while ago. Basically, if you have 4 gen and there is 100% chance of the Templar zombies to come next round, there is a way that you can delay them. So if you have like, let's say you have 5 gen activated and there is 100% chance of getting the Templar zombie next round. You're at 110, they are gonna come for sure at 111, and you don't want them because let's say you have 100% chance of getting max from the zombies.
yeah.
Well, you don't want them. There
I
is a
know.
way to push them away from this round and have it later. You have to, between the rounds change, like 110 and 111, you need to go activate a gen. Like, let's say the only gen left is gen 2. You go to gen 2, you start activating when the round is changing, like when it's white, you know. You activate the gen, but you don't finish it. Like just before you finish to complete the gen activation, you leave it, and the gen like it's gonna deactivate. You know, the Templar zombies they are gonna attack the gen, and it's gonna deactivate by himself. So you still have 5 gen activated, but the Templar zombies that they were supposed to come because you have 4 gen or more activated, they don't come simply because the game is tricked and is thinking that they already came because you activated the gen. So the game is like, oh, there is already Templar zombies. I'm not gonna send them. And that's it. So you just activate the
Hmm.
gen when the rounds change, and you stop it, go away, and it's fine, and you're good until the next round. And you can repeat the same thing over and over and over until you actually want them. I think you can see it on the 164, but I don't remember when. It's kind of hard to see. But if people are interested in this strategy, just look at the 164 game, you're gonna see it at some point. So just activate the gen, go away, and you're gonna be good. You don't have the free max that you didn't want.
so the best thing is to study your film. That's the best way to get record is to study your
Yeah,
Exactly.
film.
yeah. You have to. You have to.
Yeah, yeah. You have too much knowledge. I mean, this is a great breakdown. I'm gonna let Kappa, do you want to go ahead and start us off with this next one?
Yeah, I was just gonna say beforehand that all this knowledge about about Origins is just now killing my motivation to play because this is way too
Nah.
much for me to understand. This is way too much for me to understand and play the game simultaneously at the same time, and I'm just too lazy to do that. So all I gotta say is you're sacrificing your mental stability to play this map. Honestly,
To be honest, I kind of liked it. Now I'm playing mobs and I'm like, I kind of missed Origins.
Yeah.
Like when you understand Origins, like it feels good to play because you know you're doing good and you just pray for the luck to be on your side. And if it's on your side, you feel like you're the best player in the world. But like the
Oh,
reality,
nice.
just understand Origins. That's it.
And then Mop is just boring as fuck.
Yeah, mob
Yeah.
is like, fuck. No, you,
The
you do the
setup for
camp and
mob
you're like,
is
what the
ugh.
fuck.
Ugh.
You do the setup, it's always the same. You do the camp, sometimes the GAT is gonna glitch out, and you're like, nice, GG, a good game. I understood so much.
yay!
Oh, I'm feeling better at the game. Wow.
Yeah,
And then you
mob
do like
is
75 hours of acid trap, and you're like, damn,
Right, it's
that's
so long
interesting.
too.
This
yeah.
is 3 games of Origins, but just acid.
Go
Right.
OnlyFans
Yeah, yeah, but you can't do that the
because
whole
of
game because it's
error.
gonna
Yeah, you
crash.
can only do it for a really short amount of
Yeah, it
time.
sucks. The best moment of Marvel the Dead is between 64 and 120 when you can do only fast strat. That's it.
And then it's
Right.
back to slow, boring acid trap.
It,
Come
it, it
out.
it's
Yeah.
still a good map. It's still a good map.
It's
I love it,
awesome
but
map. Yeah.
Origins is so much better. I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry, but um, I'm gonna be honest with you now. Speaking of Origins and people liking the map,
You don't like
As much
it?
as we're doing this podcast, I am not a fan of Origins.
Yeah, yeah.
Way too
Honestly,
tedious for
Like
me. I'm sorry.
many people say they love Origins or they hate it. Like it's
yeah.
so
There's
rare
no in
to see that
between.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is no in between most of the time. Like people say, "Oh, it's my favorite map," or "Oh, I fucking hate it. The
it's an
mud is
awful
so
dog.
boring. The Panzer is too strong or whatever." Yeah,
What I think what's really good about the map is that it's not just about, doing the strategy. You have like all these different like objectives that you have to watch for in the game, like the Templars come, the tank
yeah,
getting a
yeah.
max. Like so it
So
kind of
much
keeps
things
you
to see.
pushing, like acid trap and stuff like that. You're just kind of cruising your way through, but Origins you
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
way
You're
more
just cruising.
different decisions. Um, so
Yeah.
this is a really big one. So how do you run Mark II, well, the ray gun Mark II properly in the game, like conserving ammo and doing jumps if you need it, but maybe not with the 60
Oh, yeah.
FPS now.
Yeah. Well, actually, this one, is probably the most easy question to answer. It's quite straightforward for once in Origins. It's quite easy to understand. Uh,
Yay.
Basically, you can just before 80 to 100, you can just spam the ray gun. Like let's say when you travel around the map, just spam the ray gun, to push yourself back and go really fast. You can see me do it like every single minute you watch on my Origins gameplay. You're gonna see me doing it because it's so effective. You can go to one point to another point of the map in like 10 seconds, which is impressive considering the mud and how big the map is. It's funny because people think the map is like so big, but when you do the Mark II trick to go fast, you feel like the map is like smaller than Narden Totten. So
Yeah, you're just
like
bouncing.
yeah, yeah, you're just bouncing, going so
It's
fast, like
And especially when
yeah,
you hit
yeah.
those little bounce, I think everybody knows like there's like these
Oh yeah,
little tiny
yeah, yeah,
glitches and zombies where you
yeah,
bounce
Oh
off of
yeah.
things and you just like your velocity just goes,
yeah, yeah.
which
It's
is
called bunny hop, and
yeah,
if in fact you can mix it with another strategy that is wall jumping. The engine of the game is kind of glitched, and because it's an old engine, and if you're walking next to a wall, like right next to a wall, you're gonna go faster. Nobody knows about that except like Black Ops 1 player or
yeah,
speedrunner. But
yeah, Ver,
if you
that strat.
And
if you
first
shoot with the
roomers.
Mark II,
For,
if you shoot with the Mark II and you go backward and you're next to a wall and you shoot a lot like with double tap and you jump at the like good moment, you're gonna go so
Yeah.
fast. It's impressive. So yeah, I think
Nice.
people can see it on the replay and probably even on the montage since I do it so often. I think you can probably see it on the montage. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
just with the Mark II, spam it, go as fast as you can. It's like a mobility gun. It's not a gun to kill the zombies. You can kill the zombies for a 30 round, and after that, it's just movement. You
yep.
just use it for movement.
Exactly.
And to kill the Panzer you can kill it in 2 bursts of Mark II. Sometimes he's gonna die in 1 burst. If it's the last burst of your clip, it's gonna one shot the Panzer. I don't know why. It's a glitch. Like if it's the last 3 bullet of the Mark II, it's gonna
Yeah.
one shot the Panzer most of the time. I don't know why.
Nice. Okay.
But
Um,
yeah,
Actually.
just use it to kill the Panzer and move. That's it.
well, I'm gonna feel bad if Wonder had these pulled up and never asked a question. So do you want to ask some questions, Wonder? They're in the
Oh
chat.
yeah, like off of
Yeah.
your list.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure. Uh, how far?
We were just right under the Mark II jumps.
The X1
It's down
button.
at the
Right.
Okay.
bottom. Yeah, posted it in the Discord.
Okay.
And just
Um.
about the oh yeah, just quickly, sorry, Wunder.
Yeah, yeah. Go for
About
it.
the Mark II, I say it's mainly mobility, use it to move. But when you do fast tank, it's extremely useful because you can jump over the hole when you do the full circle of the map. And so it costs you 2 bursts of Mark II every cycle you do of the tank. So at some point, it costs quite a lot of ammo. If you do like 40 minutes of that, it's gonna cost you a lot of ammo. So first, it's quite obvious, but upgrade your Mark II. I say that because all players used to not upgrade the Mark II for I don't know what reason, but upgrade the Mark II, it gives you a bit more ammo. And be really careful. If you have like 40% of the Mark II ammo left and you still have 20 minutes to go, be careful with the ammo, because if you can jump over the hole, it's gonna slow down the fast tank quite a lot. So just be careful, not spending too much. That's it.
Awesome.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna ask these together because they're kind of related. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
what record do you know of any record that was cheated on Origins, and how would you be able to tell if someone is modding their game? Actually,
Alright,
I can answer this question to an extent, but I'll
so
let you go
this
first.
question is kind of depending on whether you consider patch, the first box patch, legit or not.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just say it right away. The 151 from Notewek was patched, but he
Hmm.
assumed it. He said it, so it's not really something like revelation or whatever. But the 151 was patched, and other than that, every other game I felt like it was completely legitimate. So on Origins, thankfully there is nothing to say about cheater or whatever. And if I can see if a game is cheated, yes, I can, but it's quite hard. Either by looking at the beginning of the game if there is a patch, you can just see it in like when you get connected at the
Yeah.
bottom left.
Yeah.
But of course, if someone wants to cheat, he's gonna remove that. It's quite
Yeah.
easy. You can
Stealth
just press
patch.
select at the yeah,
Self patch.
stealth
Yeah.
patch. You can just
That's
press
what's
select and
dangerous.
it won't show. Like there is a trick. You know when you patch a game, you see like if you use the patch Mogam box or whatever,
Hmm.
famous patch,
Mhm.
it's gonna show up at the bottom left. But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
press select, like well, I say select because I play on controller, but it's the things to see like the piece you
Bring
have
up
or
the
whatever.
scoreboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring up the
Yeah.
scoreboard exactly.
Yeah.
If you do that right at the beginning, you can avoid the game showing the patch at the bottom
Ah,
left.
yeah.
So it's quite easy to. And then if you have the first box, you can say, yeah, but he got the Reagan Mark II first box. Yeah, but it can happen legitimately. So you can't say anything about that. It can be pure luck. I got some games where I got Mark II, Monkey, and War Machine, like back to back to back. It's
It's all luck.
um
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
people
luck.
usually
yeah,
It's a
use
it's
very
all
that.
luck.
small
Yeah.
chance.
You can't
I
you can't prove
yeah.
anything with that.
Yeah. Like I played Shang No
But
Power
there
and get
is
oh no, go ahead.
yeah
Sorry.
yeah
I
no
was
no
just
go
saying,
go ahead.
I play Shang No Power and I'll get Jug, Baby Gun, and Monkeys and Ray, and then it's like, oh God, and then it's like, oh, it looks
Yeah,
like I'm
you're like
patching.
damn.
And it's like, damn, damn. But like also like I'll go into it in a later episode, but the way BO1 players get away with it is like at the top of the screen, it'll pop up as like a patch or something if you're using one, and people usually can get rid of it with an overlay. So like
Yeah
some people try to at least BO1 they try to work their way around things because I'm sure a lot of BO2 games were cheated, but BO1 seems to be like a really cesspool for cheating. Like it
Yeah.
seems like
Yeah.
the most
Agreed.
dominant game, you know? And I don't know about much about World at War, but BO1 is ridiculous. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really know what you would
With
really
World at War,
go ahead.
With World at War, like I don't know much about it on PC, but on World at War, I mean, let's be realistic. Who the hell is gonna cheat a World at War game? Like
yeah no
Yeah.
one.
that is
Yeah.
something
Right.
that no one
Yeah.
can
It's
do it.
easy,
So
but
it's
it's
like
hard too. You know what I mean?
it's
It's not
hard, but
easy.
it's pretty easy to tell if somebody would cheat their World at War game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There is really no point of doing it though, because
Yeah, no point.
three maps have 24 zombies around, and then you have Derice. If you're cheating on Derice, it's gonna be obvious. If you cheat on the three other maps, it's still obvious, but nobody would want to
Quite
cheat on
useless.
those.
Yeah, it's quite
Right.
useless. Yeah, because there is just little luck. But yeah, on
Yeah,
Black Ops,
exactly.
there was a thing about cheating. I don't know if it's true or not, and many people told me about that, so I think it's true. But there is a thing that some big player have. It's in French we say it's a button. You know, it's like when you hit the box, there is apparently something that if you hit a key, it will give you the weapon that you want. And it's not detectable by any means. So it's kind of
Oh,
sus
weird.
topic, but I never got it. Like I don't know if it even really exists or if it's just something that people told me to create drama in the community because they don't like someone or another. But
Yeah.
yeah, apparently there is that and the patch. But I feel like most of the Black Ops 2 player, if they want to cheat, like patch the game, use auto trap timer, remove the holding X on controller or whatever. Uh, well, most of the people just say it right away. They say, yes, I use that. But because most of them don't think it's cheating and it's their opinion.
Mm.
Like, they can play the way they want. Of course, there is community rules, but like if people wants to play with patch or whatever, it's all good for them. Just don't claim the game to be world record. If most of the people say it's cheated, then that's the community rules, I believe.
Yeah.
Because
I
we have
just
so
it's just
many.
weird
Oh,
though.
go ahead. Yeah, because I was gonna
Oh,
say
It's just
we have.
weird though.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just weird though because like a lot of community rules, it doesn't really matter what community you're in when it comes to zombies, but I feel like most of the time it's more opinion based than it is fact based when it
Yeah,
comes to cheating.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the thing about it is, with I forgot what I was even gonna say. Wonder, do you want to elaborate on what you were gonna say for BO2?
Like in terms of like
Knowing if
uh
somebody has a cheated game, or did he kind of?
uh he pretty much covered it. I was gonna say like the Not Way game where he box patched at the beginning, or like there's this guy way back in the passive origins. I think the record was still 147 at the time.
Oh, I
There's
was
this
not
guy
there.
named Yeah, this is like before your time, but there's this guy named London Gamer,
Oh,
Oh,
who
I don't know this guy.
do you remember him?
Who's that?
I remember
No,
him.
He
I don't
cheated.
know.
Like
He
from
Wasn't
my
it
time.
he got like
BO3?
really big. He was a BO3 player. I
Yeah,
think he
didn't he get
started on
caught on
BO3.
Oh
BO3?
yeah, I know the
Yeah,
guy. I know the
that's
guy.
a
Yeah, he has
bell.
a
I
famous
know the
clip
guy.
where he's like knifing on ZNS and he
And
brings
then
up
he
a
Yeah, and
got
there
bot
is a
on
bot
it.
menu.
menu, and he said like,
Yeah,
"Oh, it was
Oh
for
no! Now I
practice."
remember.
yeah,
And he
and
had
that
a
became like a whole.
following.
The guy was just like a walking meme, but he
Yeah,
also
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
cheat a 148 on Origins because he played Origins a ton.
Oh, he
Uh,
played Origins. Damn, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he played a lot of Origins, and he tried to cheat a game, and like no
Nah.
one except his own viewers believed him, obviously.
Nah.
And then
yeah. It's
I think after like a month
Oh.
or so, he admitted that it was cheated, and like then he disappeared. But that was the only other game that I was gonna mention.
Yeah, on
And yeah,
Origins,
like
it's kind of complicated because yeah, you can hide the first box patch. Yes, you can, but it's not gonna give you much advantage over someone who just restart legitimately. Because if you give me a game, like whether I play first box patch or not, well, I'm gonna do a slightly better game, but it's gonna be the same. At the end of the day, it's gonna be the same. That's why I did. To me, Notwake, he cheated because he used patched, but it's just his opinion about the patch, and I was like, he would have got it anyway, with or without patch.
right,
But
even
yeah, yeah,
because
Yeah.
he
yeah,
all he changed
yeah,
was the amount of restarts
yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He
yeah.
just didn't waste time. I'm against patch, but yeah, he would have done it anyway. But on Origins, some people say like, yeah, you can cheat with like by how can I say, by increasing the chance of getting max from like dig or tank.
Right,
Yeah.
basically
It's gonna
stealth
be
patching.
it's gonna be really sus really fast because I like somebody talks to me about statistic and what are the chance of getting 3 max, like there is 3 spot of the tank drops, and if you get max, it's like 0.00 something to get, and if you get fourth one, it's pretty much impossible. So if someone's cheat, you can just bring out the statistics and call out because the 0.00001 is too sus to be believed.
Yeah.
So
See,
and there was
zombie.
already games.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, go. Go.
See, like it's this like zombies is like we kind of just agree on things. It's kind of weird. Like we decide we can use timers, and then we can have a drop a drop cycle tracker and stuff. We can track our drops. So like it's so crazy because we have like so many like zombies has went from being we didn't even know about reset or anything to we was using timers to see who could get the fastest 30s, the 50s, and then it was optimizing maps. And then like now we use drop trackers. Like some people are against like the using cycle trackers and like it's crazy because there's just so many different rules. Like like BO1 has like the camo patch. Like they get mad because you can hide things into a patch with having like an animated camo patch and stuff. Um so like it's just really crazy because it's like really when you stick a patch in your game you're changing the game files. It's not like a God of War 2 speed run where you're just sticking it in to have like a all game save to do the speed run legit. So like play you have to hit the box, you have to lose your luck and you got to restart. Like zombies has always been about restarting and just getting that game.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all
Yeah.
it
yeah.
is. So yeah,
That's
I
why
just
I'm against the patch.
yeah.
It's because I started zombies when I was like just a kid, and to me zombies was already back then it was luck based to some degree, and so I play the old way. That's why. So some people say like, maybe I think like an old guy, even though I'm young. But it's because I started zombies when I was like 6, 7, or 8.
Yep.
And when I used to play without automatic trap timer, no help, no tracker, no nothing, and I was just restarting manually and doing the thing all by myself. So now when I see players saying, "Oh no, it's too boring to like press a key to activate the manual trap timer," I'm like, yeah, but like back then it was not even a thing. Like automatic trap timer, maybe it's too much of a help to
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
But like for example, cycle tracker, you talked about that. Like the drop cycle tracker. To me, it's kind of obvious that it's legit, and
Yeah.
there is the same for the same
Mhm.
things for the gumball. My like the way I think about it is because when BO3 released, it was in 2015. I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I was playing, but I knew about the gumball cycle, and I was writing down myself everything. Why can't I do it just with an
Manually.
application?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just saves me a bit of time, but back then I was just tracking already.
Yeah.
The drops it's the exact same, and you have to click manually and actually think about what drops did you got. It's
Yeah.
not automatic by any mean.
Yeah.
That's why I to me it's really not a cheat to have
Yeah.
a drop cycle, gumball tracker, or whatever. As long it's not automatic, as long as the game doesn't make anything for you and you actually have to think,
Yeah.
it's all good.
And the track cycle, I mean, really all it is you can track out your cycle like, oh, I got a nuke and an insta, and then you have a max, and it's not guaranteed. It's not going to give you a guaranteed. You just know the
Yeah,
drops that you have coming up. So it's just pretty much simple. It's just an extra tool to help. That's pretty much all. Well,
yeah,
not even
yeah.
really a
It's
tool.
just
Like, would you rather write it down or click a button? It doesn't even matter.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. But like
Cap.
about like automatic trap
Okay.
timer, it's most of the people are against it, and it's not
Yeah.
in the rules to have automatic trap timer. And I can fully understand why. And I'm personally against it because like this is directly you put something directly in the game. There is trap timer. It was not a part of the game, and like they made the game so that you actually have to think and kind of guess whenever the trap is going to be ready. A trap
Right.
timer that is automatic, it kind of ruins everything,
Because you
and
can
it's
save
way
up.
too consistent.
Yeah, you can save like what 20 minutes on a game with the automatic trap timer,
Oh,
I think. Oh,
way
more.
more
Oh,
than
Yeah,
that,
you can
way more, way more.
oh, take that shit out, boy. We calling you
Yeah,
out.
save that a lot easier.
That's a
I
lot of
have to
time
say,
saved.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time saved.
the thing
Um,
with automatic one is that you have no doubt in your mind. It's like you know what's gonna happen. If you
yeah.
put it manually, sometimes you're gonna miss the key, sometimes you're gonna mess up a bit the timing, and it's like half a second off sometime, and you have a doubt in your mind. If it's automatic, you have no doubt. It's everything is made for you. So
Right.
This next question, I was gonna let Kappa, but I forgot to change it because I'm lazy. But how people say mouse and keyboard are the most
yeah.
optimal. I think you kind of break that barrier by playing a controller and having an insane world record. So is controller really more optimal for Origins than mouse and keyboard?
Well, I was talking about that yesterday about the mouse and keyboard difference with controller because many people say, please play mouse and keyboard, you're gonna be better or whatever, and I say no. I know how to play mouse and keyboard. I played some game with mouse and keyboard
Yeah.
even though nobody knows about that. I can play mouse and keyboard, but I don't do it because the movement you have with a joystick, like you
Way
can go
better.
like backward to 360 degrees that you can't do with a mouse and keyboard. With mouse
You
and
can
keyboard,
also
you don't
slow
have,
walk, and you can't do that on
yeah,
the keyboard.
you don't have that much freedom
Half
in the
controller, half
movement.
mouse, baby.
Yeah,
Half controller, half mouse. That's what I'm sticking with.
There you go.
Hey, like I said,
I
the
have to show
joystick,
this one.
oh, that's a
Oh, it's a
beautiful
nice
controller.
controller.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
S-
cost me
See, like,
200, bro.
see,
Nice.
like, oh,
Worth.
yeah, you got the paddles because people always say you can't
Yeah,
strafe on a controller, and that's bullshit. Like,
nah,
you can
that's
strafe.
bullshit.
Yeah, you can, like, if
Yeah,
you watch Oscar Otter and when you're moving, you know how to hit these little degree turns and then bounce and then hit bunny hops. Like, that is the
yeah,
biggest thing in, like, knowing is, like, that movement is being able to know the degrees. And I'll tell you what, I played controller for a long time, and it took me a long time to master the strafing. It's just kind of like
yep,
an auto click, and like, but not only that, you have that joystick turn to where you can kind of 360 and then move. Like you just have all these different angles. That mouse and
Yeah.
keyboard, you have to like this way, and it's like you're really
Yeah.
button clicking, and then people just usually just die. So yeah, like, and especially you see with the
That's
first room players too, they all play controller because they can hug the walls, they can have
yeah.
like they can look and aim doesn't even matter. I mean, you just kind of build up
Yeah.
aim on a controller after a while, and especially
Yeah.
like when you play a map
Well,
so much,
yeah.
it's just luck, not luck, but it's
Well,
just like
about that, I was saying yesterday on stream, I was saying that me personally, I play controller for every Black Ops 2 game I play because, well, I have quite a good aim with controller, even without aim assist, so I'm good with that, and aim is not that important on the game, on the map I play. But let's say if you're a Black Ops 1 player and you play like insta kill on some map like there is, you have to play mouse and keyboard
yeah, yeah,
because you have to aim really fast and turn
fast,
quite a lot.
yeah,
And even if you're
Mhm.
really godly with controller, it's so much better to play mouse and keyboard. So
Oh
I
yeah.
would
yes,
say it depends on the game you play, the map you play, and the strategy you use.
very,
Yeah.
Speaking
very,
of
very smart.
sorry, speaking of mouse and keyboard of playing on BO1, well, this guy here, I'm gonna be playing keyboard and mouse on console soon, so you better watch out.
Mouse and keyboard on
Oh
console. Yeah.
shit.
That is wild. That is
Oh
wild.
yeah, you're able to play mouse and keyboard and controller or on console. You have to get an emulator for that though.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
able to play. Yeah,
And then people
Yeah.
say that's not legit. Kappa.
I don't give
Nah.
a shit.
No, it's legit. I mean,
Nah.
it's literally doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
this question I
But
can
yeah.
let you answer. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Just about the controller, mouse, and keyboard. Um, I would still play a controller for 99% of my game, but the main issue with controller that people told me is that you don't have a lot of button to activate like trap timer or whatever. So before when I was playing Mouse Dead, and people made fun of me for that, but I have to say I did it. I was playing with controller in my hands
Mm.
and my
I
keyboard
remember
on the
this.
ground, like my keyboard on the ground. So with my fucking foot, I was pressing the key to activate timer. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, you
Dude,
got the
that's
I
toe
was doing
tag.
that.
dedication.
The toe
Yeah, I
tag.
have the toe tag. Yeah, but now with this controller, the Elite Series 2's controller, you have the paddle. You can
That is a
bind them to
badass.
Oh,
keyboard key.
That is
You
badass.
can
That thing
bind
is
them
sick.
to keyboard key. Yeah, it's so sick.
Can
Oh,
you
It's
switch
super
out
nice.
your
cool.
buttons and stuff? You can. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can do so many things.
thick.
that is
You know,
sick.
so
Yeah, it's
And
an
I love the
elite
Makes
controller.
purple.
you optimal.
I used to have like a
like
stock
you can
one of
remove
those.
everything.
See, I'm cheap.
But yeah,
I buy a Powerade controller, right? But it's got paddles on the back of it, and I use
and
it for 2 months, and then I go to GameStop and pay $7 for a new one with warranty. So
I
like,
I
it's
I
just
played like every Origins game that we talk about, like the 154 and the 164. I play with the Power A controller. I play with it, but I broke the first one during the
they break.
154.
Yeah,
Yeah, they break.
yeah.
So
That's
you
also a
don't have
thing
to buy
too.
expensive controller like I
Yeah.
do.
Like the
You
regular
can just buy
Xbox Series
60,
S
70
is
dollar.
good. Like my controller, I
Yeah,
play
it's good.
UFC 5
Yeah,
one, and that thing is like that thing's made of steel. I've dropped that thing 30, 40
yeah.
times by playing Dark Soul games. That thing is no. I'll tell you what, man.
Dropped a nut.
I was playing Sekiro and I fought this boss probably 80 times and couldn't beat him, and I
Oh
just
my
chucked that
god.
damn thing and I threw my controller and I still have it in my room. It was stuck in the wall. And I like just had to
You've been
pull it out. It was like stuck, nothing wrong with it.
Oh my god.
you've been
Nah,
harassing
yeah,
me to play that game too.
yeah. But
Dude,
It's a great
Sekiro, it is. It's a beautiful game. Like
I play Dark Souls 3.
I tell BO1
I
players
play
to
Dark
check
Souls
it
3.
out because it's also a hard game that really makes you think and strategize. Because Black Ops Zombies in general is kind of like a memory and puzzle like game. If you really think about it, yes, it's a shooter, but it's more puzzle and memory. Like that's pretty what it is.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
Kappa, um, this one was just like the advice you give for beginners trying to understand and play Origins. But I think that's pretty much just watch your gameplay. Like that's pretty much just you have
Yeah,
to
it's
watch
like
you.
watch your gameplay.
Yeah.
I would say just watch the, but it works for every map. Like I say that about Origins, but it works for every map. If you want to learn about mob, just watch the World of Mob, or
Yeah,
if you want
exactly.
to learn about Buried, just watch the World of Buried.
Yeah.
And it's important to really analyze deeply the game and try to replicate. And if you don't understand why a player do something, just ask directly to the player or try to think to understand. So just yeah, watch the roller car game, try to imitate, try to understand truly the map, and play a lot. There is no secret. Play a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say study, analyze, practice. That's exactly
Yeah, that's
all
it.
it is.
Yeah, that's it.
So we have one last question before
Yeah.
if Wonderful has any other questions after this, then he can ask them. So the last question that both me and Crypt have is, what do you think we could do to improve the community, and do you think the podcast is going to help the community connect and help each other out more?
Well, the reason I accepted also this podcast is because I think, like, especially if it gets even more successful or whatever, it's gonna help
No.
the player to be better, the player to even reach out to other people, you know. So
Mhm.
I think it's all good for the community, and it can be only good. So I really think positively about the podcast. That's why I
Thank you,
accepted,
man.
of course.
Put
Thank you.
put a
Of
smile
course.
on my
We both
face.
appreciate that.
Y'all, yeah, like y'all are awesome, man. Like I really can't thank you enough. Like, it's really poetic here in the
Yeah, thank you.
French speak. It's beautiful. Y'all really have like a poetic language. I'm
Bah.
Merci,
trying
mon
to
ami.
it
C'est
really
trop
is.
gentil.
Y'all have the love language. You know what I'm saying? And like listen,
For real.
I heard when I step out in France, I heard it smells like shit. That's what I heard. I heard like
Yeah.
near the Eiffel
Yeah, it's
Tower,
true. It's
like
true.
because they want to
Yeah.
push away like what do you call it, people coming there to like crowd up everything,
Tourists
so
and
they
stuff.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I'm excited about France. And I love crepes. I don't know if you be eating crepes, but I dog like a bag a day. I dog a bag a day.
We
Well, I have to say Paris sucks. I went there like 2 times. It's so bad. Please don't come to
It's
Paris.
not like the movies.
Yeah.
It's not like the movies.
No, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Well,
But yeah,
everybody
of course the
off there.
podcast is gonna help the community, of course.
awesome.
Thank
Thank you.
you. We
Wonder,
appreciate that.
Drama, do you have anything you want to say, or Wonder, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap all this up?
Not really. I was gonna ask you briefly just how you got into playing Origins in the first place, but I think it's kind of
Oh, sure.
similar to how I got into playing Buried, which was just like it was
Yeah.
just kind of my favorite map to play out of everything that I tried, and I just kept going with it.
Well, for me, Origins is like it's the when I started playing, I was really young. I started playing with Kingdom Hearts Black Ops 1 when I was like 7 or 8, and then I discovered Black Ops 2 really fast right after because Black Ops 1 it was not in his first year in his first year. So I discovered Black Ops 2 and I was playing a lot of Town, but I didn't really like it. And Transit, I didn't really like it either. And I went to my friend's house and he had Origins and I played and I was like, damn, the map is so good.
It's
There is so
over.
much. Yeah,
Right.
there is things
The
And
start
everywhere.
of a beautiful story.
And
that's
so
why, yeah.
at some point I got the map and played. And I looked up for like strategy how to play the map and I did like around 64. It was my highest at the time when I was like 10 or 11. And it was good. It was good for me. I was
Nice.
happy with it.
When
And I just went back to Black Ops 2 many years later because I never stopped zombies. I always used to love the zombies mod. Like I never stopped. And I was thinking Ordnance is probably the map I love the most with Shadow of Evil. Shadow of Evil is actually the map I love the most.
Oh,
If we don't
nice.
talk about like competitive
Shadows us.
aspect, if
Yes.
we just talk about how the map look, Shadow of Evil is the best map of all time.
It is
But
I would
in
beautiful.
my
agree with
heart,
Yeah.
that.
it's
Yeah.
Agreed.
always Origins War because the map is
Yeah.
so interesting. But yeah, just because I loved the map when I was kid and the map is so interesting, I just stuck to it.
That's kind of like
Nice.
me with Shang. I just like Shang was just that map I hopped on and it was over with. It was just a whole different world when you got on there. So I think when it's
Yeah.
not if, it's when you get this mob world record. When you get when you get back on BO1, you gotta touch Shang. You gotta get on it. Like screw all
One
the
day maybe Black Ops.
because I think that you have great decision skills, and that map is nothing but great decision skills. Like after this, I'm gonna play a no perks game and hopefully not die on 51. So I'm like, the game's trash. I mean, like these games are really bad. So like, anybody shouldn't really play these games unless you like really enjoy your mental health. Seriously. But yeah, wrapping this up. Oh, Kappa, you're you lagging.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
is
there it
either
goes.
knocked or verrucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he's back.
one
Oh,
Wonder
nice.
you play Buried, mostly, but before we
Yeah.
do wrap this up,
Yeah.
I do want to say because you who inspired, like, we'll have a later podcast with you, but Winter Wonderland, was it your idea to start up Winter Wonderland?
Oh yeah, I actually got into the custom zombies like community before I even got into the high round community. So
Because
I
that
had
map is a
been
treasure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad like so many people enjoyed it. And like I had released it and then people from the high round community came to me and were like, "Hey, there's some, like things you could improve on this map, but we could probably turn it into a really good
yeah.
like
And
high round
Drama,
map."
if you really like, if you want to try like a BO1 map to play fast, I don't know if you've heard of Winter Wonderland, but you get like T-Gun and Waff and then Ray, and then you just trade.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
I
trade.
saw the
It's
map.
just, you know what I mean? It's just a fast speed run map. That's really all it is. And it's
I saw
actually,
the map, and I know the reset is really short, I
yeah,
think. And I saw
Yeah.
in the Wonderful Challenge, but I was playing on Xbox, so it was impossible for me to play. And
oh,
I missed the map, but you can be sure if one day there is another challenge, I'm gonna play that map.
Oh,
Quick,
nice. All right, good
I'm
to
well,
gonna play for sure.
well,
know.
maybe we might release a bounty for $100 to get people playing Winter Wonderland again because that map is beautiful, and also the
Oh my
remix
goodness.
version is awesome too. Because I'd like to have 5 and 5 on
Yeah.
here and stuff like that because they
Oh
know
yeah.
they don't even have to play for a world record, and they know more than almost anybody in the game from every little aspect. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy when you create maps, you understand the game a thousand
Yeah,
times more. Um, but
Oh
yeah, I don't
yeah.
want to make this too long for y'all. But I really, really
No
appreciate you.
worries.
Me and Kappa, like, we really can't
Thank
be
you.
more grateful. Like I said, like,
yeah,
very
me too.
grateful for you. Seriously. And you're a really awesome dude. I can't wait for you to get Mob World record, and I'm gonna post that shit
Guys,
everywhere.
Good luck
it's
on
gonna
your
it's
game.
gonna happen soon, bro. And
Yeah.
Good
about
luck on
about
your game.
Shang, I'm gonna when the day is gonna happen that I will have every Black Ops 2 record. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, but if it does happen, I'm gonna play Shang just for you, man. I'm gonna
You
play
get
Shang.
Shang, I get the
Yeah, there
shriek
you
I'll get the
go.
shrieker tattooed on my neck. I'm gonna get the shrieker screaming. I really thought
Let's
about it. I
go.
really, hey, fuck it. I got my face tatted, so might as well go ahead and get a shrieker on my neck. But yeah,
I love it.
but yeah, I just appreciate y'all. It's me, Kappa. If you want to say anything, go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the both of you coming on today. Dxruma, with you explaining all sorts of different elements about the map and for people to understand more. And I just want to say thank you to Wunder for co-hosting with us and just sticking around today.
Seriously,
We both
Yeah,
really
sure.
appreciate you guys coming around. And
give your.
hold on,
Oh, there he goes.
Best
Uh,
moment, best moment.
but
I have to
seriously,
say.
this breakdown is very good. Very good. I mean, you really described a lot of things. Like, I learned
I tried
probably
my
more
I
from
tried
this than I learned from playing my own games.
I
Go
tried
ahead,
my best.
go ahead,
yeah,
camera
yeah,
fall.
sorry about that. My my mom's boyfriend kind of overreacted. I have somebody here, which is why I was trying to cut off early. But I really wanted to finish this, so I just
Oh
sent him
yeah,
off to
no
go
worries.
somewhere else. But anyway, I wanted to finish off and say, yeah, honestly, thank you guys for coming on. I actually really appreciate it, and for everybody watching too, and just supporting us.
And we'll
Yeah.
have both of
Thank you
y'all's
for the
links to
invitation.
everything. Yeah, we'll have all your
Oh yeah,
links,
hundred
and
percent.
I'll have Wonder. I'll post the timestamps and everything. Yeah, dude, just appreciate y'all. Okay, we're
Yeah,
out.
I had such a
Thank you
great time.
guys.
All right.
GG.